Service, this is your garden Staudinger from Munich. Today's topic, these 6 mistakes will kill your rosemary and how to save it now. We're talking about a true star of Mediterranean cuisine, rosemary. It's aromatic, flavorful, a little stubborn, and if you treat it wrong, it'll get offended faster than a Bavarian waiter whose beer glass you clear away too soon. That's why today we'll go over the things your rosemary really hates, and how you can still make it your best buddy in the garden or on the balcony. The sun, his great love. Rosemary is a child of the south. In his homeland, somewhere between Tuscan hills and Greek rocks, he basks in the sun all day long as if it were an endless vacation. Put him in the shade, and he'll look at you like a teenager without Wi-Fi. He needs light, a lot of light. At least 6 hours of sun per day, the more the better. So my tip, don't shove him in a basement window or the bathroom, and don't squeeze him between tall sunflowers either. That feels like being stuck in grandma's corner bench that hasn't moved in 50 years. The more sun, the more aroma. Too little sun means weak shoots, little flavor, and sooner or later, goodbye rosemary. Water, his worst enemy. Here's the kicker. Rosemary isn't thirsty. He's a survivor. Most people think, oh, he looks sad, quick, water. Wrong. Rosemary thinks, help, I'm drowning. Waterlogging is worse for him than an all-inclusive holiday without a buffet. If the needles turn yellow, it's his cry for help. Too much water! Remember, better too little than too much. In the ground, morning dew is often enough, and if it's hot for a week, he'd rather enjoy the dryness than be drowned like a tourist at Oktoberfest. In pots, do the finger test. Feel first, then water. Moist is okay, wet is death. The shears, his biggest nightmare. Rosemary is a half shrub. That means woody at the bottom, green at the top. And here's the big mistake. Cut into old wood and that's it. Nothing grows back. So only trim the young green shoots. And please, do it regularly. Otherwise he'll age like an old uncle at the beer table, bushy on top, bald below. My tip, cut him back after flowering. Not brutal, but firm. He likes being shape dash, but gently, please. The soil. His comfort zone. Rosemary wants roots in wellness. Loose, sandy, well-drained soil, like a deck chair on the beach. Heavy clay? Disaster. That's like camping in constant rain. Your sleeping bag will rot sooner or later, so mix in sand, gravel, or clay granules. And if you buy him at the supermarket, get him out of that tiny plastic pot. That's plant prison. Fresh soil, bigger pot, a bit of lime, and he's finally home. Fertilizer, but only in moderation. Rosemary isn't greedy. A little compost or horn shavings in spring and he purrs like a cat by the fireplace. Too much fertilizer? Then he turns soft, fat, and tasteless. Think of him as a gourmet, less, but high quality. Little trick. If your tap water is hard and chalky, you can actually use it. Rosemary loves it. Unlike basil, who sulks like a diva when it tastes lime. Winter, his toughest test. Now it gets serious. Rosemary is southern at heart, but he's no snowplow. Some varieties are frost hardy, but many will freeze faster in a harsh winter. Then you can say mulled wine. In the ground, mulch and cover with fleece. In pots, place near the house wall where it's warmer. And if it's Siberian cold, he can move to the hallway or garage. But careful, not pitch dark and never soaking wet. 4 typical beginner mistakes. Rosemary in potting soil without sand. He drowns. Straight from supermarket pot to the kitchen, lasts weeks, then it's gone. Too much water, yellow needles, root rot. Never pruning, bald below, thin above. Rosemary in the kitchen. And now the best part, taste. Rosemary isn't just decoration, he's an all-rounder. Potatoes, lamb, fish, he makes everything better. But use sparingly. 1 sprig is often enough. Too much and your food tastes like a sauna infusion. Tip. Cook whole sprigs and remove them afterward. That way you get the aroma, not the needles between your teeth. Rosemary as a medicinal herb. Did you know rosemary has been used for centuries as a healing plant? It stimulates circulation, supports digestion, and wakes you up. Monks once made rosemary wine. Today we use rosemary oil for baths or massages. In short, Rosemary isn't just a kitchen king, he's also a little doctor in the garden. And if you're thinking, yeah, sounds nice, but does it really work that fast? Check out my popular video, Rosemary can do more than you think. 3-week rosemary test. The results will surprise you. I tested it myself, and you'll be amazed what this herb can do in just 3 weeks. Easy propagation. Want more rosemary? No problem. Cuttings. Just snip a young shoot, strip off the lower needles, stick it into sandy soil. Done. With a little luck, you'll soon have a whole rosemary army. And your balcony will smell like Tuscany. Rosemary is like an Italian opera singer, loud, intense, full of passion. But treat him wrong, and you're in trouble. He wants sun in abundance, prefers drought over too much water, loves careful pruning, and sandy, loose soil. With a little fertilizer in spring, he's happy, but not greedy. And come winter, he needs protection from cold and wet. Follow these small rules, and he won't just survive. He'll give you that full Mediterranean lifestyle right at your doorstep. Now it's your turn. Do you grow rosemary in the ground, in pots, or just in the kitchen? Share your experiences in the comments, and if you want to learn about more green wonders, don't miss my video. 15 plants stronger than ibuprofen. The pharma industry hates this trick. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your family and friends. Let's spread the knowledge together. Thanks for tuning in. Your Garden Stordinger.